Welcome to Marketing of the Minds. I'm Chad Russell with Arcane Marketing. And today's episode, we're going to go over, obviously, Google My Business and how to set up your Google My Business product listings. If you're a business that sells products, and depending on the category that you set up for your business in Google My Business, you get this option to set up product listings and categorize them. So anyway, I'm going to go over that. Normally we have a guest on during the episode where we do a deep dive into their Google My Business listing, but nobody signed up. But no big deal. We have a lot of cool things to go over in this anyway, and for any of you that are watching, hopefully you can take away some really useful pieces of information to help you optimize your Google My Business listing. So I'm going to basically go over the process of how I do it here at Arcane Marketing and go over some best practices that you need to be aware of, as well as a couple of tools that you can use to help you optimize your Google My Business listing with products. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And right here, QuickSheen is one of the companies that we work with. And I want to show you what I'm talking about. Of course, this is your knowledge panel. And if we open up the Google Maps listing, you'll also see, let's go into the Google Maps listing. And then you'll also see the knowledge panel show up in Google Maps. So of course, anything that you do in Google My Business appears in this area here in Google Maps, and of course right here in the SERPs. And so when optimizing your product listings, this is a really cool feature that Google introduced a few months back. It's really cool. People can find, any searchers who are looking for your products that you sell, can find your products directly in your Google My Business listing in the Knowledge panel or in Google Maps. If you just scroll down, you can see what we're talking about here. So products in here, and of course products right here. And so what's really cool about this is you can categorize all your different kind of product categories that you have, and then you can add the individual products in there. So if we click on the View All, of course we can see products, we can see pricing, and if we click on it, then we can see information about the product. So this is your product description. And of course, here's the buttons to order online, which when you click on that, it'll take you to the landing page on your website where people can order the products directly from you. So, going back to what the whole idea of Marketing the Minds is now, Google wants to keep people in Google search. And so that's why they're adding all these really cool features and benefits to your Google My Business list and keep people in Google search to help them find what they're looking for without having to go to your website, right? And so rather than, having your Google My Business listing take someone right to your website where you go search for products and you stay on the website longer, you can find those products directly on Google My Business. So that's the reason why we're going over this, is because I want to show you how to set this up so that people can find what they're looking for, not have to, take advantage of the fact that Google wants to keep people on Google search. So the listing we're going to go over, and I'm going to set a couple of these up to show you how they work and some best practices you need to be aware of when setting up your products. So this is the back end of Sheen Genie, another company that we work with. And when you're in the back end of the Google My Business listing, over on the left side of the screen, you'll see the Products tab in here. So when you open it up and there's no products, you see your first product tab right there, right? So it gives you a little bit of information. 189 potential customers viewed your business on Google last month. Showcase products to them for free. Keep people in Google search. But nonetheless, it's really cool to set these up, and we will get started with that. So we hit that. And so the first thing it wants to get started. You add a product name, and then of course you can categorize your products, right? And so it would be my recommendation that before you do this, and a lot of times I didn't this time, but it'd probably be a good idea to set up a spreadsheet before you get into this. Maybe a spreadsheet that's got your products, categorized, prices, and a description on them, and then of course the URL of the landing page that product on the website goes to. So anyway, what we'll do is we'll take a couple of these and show you how they're set up. So for instance, here, there's quite a bit of different products that you can go through. Preferably, they would be categorized on the website as well, but no big deal. All right, so let's start with this anti-fog right here. So we'll go into the anti-fog spray. Pretty cool stuff in here. About it. No product description. So we'll write out a product description while we're at it. But this is where we get a lot of our information. So the first thing I'll probably want to do is grab the image, right? So I always open up the image in a new tab right there. We're going to go ahead and save the image right out of there because I like to optimize the images so they're all the same in Google My Business. I mean, you could pull this image as is and then upload it to Google My Business, but I'm going to use Photoshop to do it because I am OCD like that and I like to keep everything uniform, right? So anyway, so I'll go ahead and download that. And right now I've got Photoshop opened up. I'll open up a new image. And I like to always make the images for Google My Business products. I like to make them 600 by 600. So we'll go ahead and open that. Open up the image that I just downloaded. Right there. And there's the image right there. So I'll pull it over into there, resize it. See, that image is, I mean, it's already a square image, but I want to make these images just a little bit bigger so they pop out. So I'll just go ahead and make it a little bit bigger here. That, we'll center it. And then we'll go ahead and save that. Save for web, so it's progressive. It's a small image size, so it loads pretty fast. Keep it right up underneath about, you know, anywhere between 50 to 100 kilobytes. Go ahead and save that. I will. So normally I also like to save it as the as whatever the name is. The anti-fog spray, 2 ounces plus the 8 ounce pack. So I'll copy the name. And I'll name the image that, right? Or if Google doesn't want me to 8 ounces and 2 ounces. There we go. Let's just go ahead and save that to the desktop. Go back into my Google My Business listing, and we'll add the image right there. Okay, great. So we got a nice image in there, and then I want to name it pretty much the same name that it already has in the website. Anti-fog spray, 2 ounces and 8 ounces pack. 2 ounce plus 8 ounce pack. There we go. I'm a stickler for that. I need to make it perfect. Great. All right, so I'm going to add a new category here. And knowing what they already sell here, I mean, it's pretty much the same stuff that Quick Sheen does. They've got anti-fog, they've got metal polish, they've got car care products, and they do the packs as well. So this particular category, I'm going to call it the anti-fog. And what this does is when we go back to the Quick Sheen, you'll see these are the categories that they have. There's the anti-fog, spray wax, metal polish, general car care. If I click on the anti-fog, it brings up all the anti-fog right here at the top, right? And if I click metal polish, it'll put the metal polish up at the top for when people are looking for the metal polish. So same thing like that. All right, we'll go back to that. It's $22.95 for that price. So it's a fixed price. If you have a price range, if you're selling something that you know, falls within a price range, that's what you'll put it in there. But the fixed price, we'll go ahead and put that in there. It's $22.95. You don't have to put the $ in there. It does it by itself. And then a brief description. This is anti-fog. your goggles, face masks, Googles. Fog free. Perfect for your garage at home and when you're on the road. So great, just something like that. Just describe what it is in there. The description. A lot of times you can use the same description that's on the website. No big deal on that. And so, of course, now we want to add a button to this where someone can click it and take the user to the website where they can order that. So what you want to do is go to the product landing page that you have here, right, and grab the URL from the top. Now, we could drop the URL right into here. We can add a button, say, order online, and you can drop the URL right here. But because we want to track traffic, if you're running Google Analytics and tracking traffic coming from Google My Business, the Knowledge Panel, and Google Maps, you're going to want to be able to track that in Google Analytics to see if you're running any campaigns. Sometimes you might be running a sale, or you might be running promotions, and you want to be able to track people or track users who are finding those promotions to see maybe different marketing campaigns are performing well against other marketing campaigns. So it is always in your best interest to mark up your URLs with Universal Tracking Metrics, UTM. And so I've already got that set up right here. If you visit ga-dev-tools.appspot.com/campaign-url-builder, it's right up there. I'll leave the link to it in the blog post and the post here on Facebook where you can go and build up your own URLs. Set them up like that. The campaign source, of course, is Google. That lets you know that your traffic is coming from Google, because this traffic can only come from one of two places. That come from Google Search, which would mean Google Search right here where your Knowledge Panel shows up and the products show up here, or Google Maps. So they only come from Google, a Google product, right? So that's why we set up in Google. And then the campaign name, this is where it can be different depending on what you're trying to do, right? For our purposes here, it's Google My Business. This is our products that we're setting up in Google My Business in the listing, and we're setting up the products in here so that they show up in Google Maps and the Knowledge Panel. So I put Google My Business here. Now, campaign name is where, if you're running promotions or if you're running sales or deals, that's probably where you want to indicate what that promotion is, right? We're not running a promotion right now for anything. Nothing going on. So in the campaign name, I'm just letting us know that these clicks for these products coming into our website are coming from Google Maps and the Knowledge Panel. So I will drop the URL right there, and now we have a completed URL. We'll copy that URL, and we will come back to the link, and we'll drop it right in there, right? And we'll say "and" right there. All right, and then we'll go ahead and hit save. So there's the first one. And notice you'll see the categories up here, and you can add products to that category. So we're going to do one more here just to show you how it is done one more time. And we're going to do the metal polish this time. So we'll go to the metal polish, this one here, all metal polish and cleaner. That's great. And this one has a description on it. That's great. So just same as always, we'll open an image in a new tab. We will save that image. Go back to Photoshop, open that up. Okay, there's the image right there. Perfect, right there. So we'll go ahead and save that. All right, and so it's a bit bigger than 100 kilobytes. So I'm going to drop down the resolution just a bit, so it's at 92. That's under 100. That's what we want to see. Go ahead and save that. This is called the All Metal Polish Cleaner. Great, we'll save that to my desktop. All right, so we will go back to the Google My Business listing and we'll add a product. So this is add a product category. So if you hit add product right here, it's going to add that metal polish to the anti-fog. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to hit it down here. We'll add the image. Drag it in. Looks good. Now remember, I name the image file name is the name of the product because these images can also rank in Google image search. So if somebody's doing a search for a product, the name of a product that's similar to yours, there's a good chance that those images may show up in Google image search. So it's always good practice to name your file image, or your image file, the file name, the name of the product that you're using, right? So that's part of SEO. So you want to make sure you keep doing that. All right, so All Metal Polish Cleaner is the product name. Great. Add a new category, of course. So we're going to create a new category. We're going to call this one Metal Polish. Okay. The price on this is $29.95. And up here, I'm going to add 12 ounce up there. Even though it's not in the product name up here, I'm going to put that in there anyway because that is kind of an important piece of information that we'd have. So I'm going to put 12 ounces. This is $29.95 for that. Okay. Oop. Great. And the product description, same thing. You can come in here and just grab this description that's right here. And we'll format it a little bit better. That's good, good, good. Perfect. All right, same thing. Now we're going to grab the URL and we're going to put it into, and we're going to mark it up with UTM tracking right there. Cool. Copy URL, go back to there. We'll say order online. And we'll drop that in there. And it's just as easy as that. I mean, you could make this whole process go quite a bit faster if you create a spreadsheet with all your products in there and have columns of what the category is, what the name of the product is, what the price is, and what the description is, and of course the URLs that are marked up with UTM code. The longest, once you get that set up, a good spreadsheet to help you out with that, and then have all your images all optimized and ready to go on your desktop. Depending on how many images or how many products you're putting up, it can be really quick to do that. So I just wanted to walk you through the whole process here to show you how those work. And so, all right, nice work. Now let's see it on Google. Maybe it's given enough time to update. Sure enough, there's the first one I put in. There's the anti-fog spray that shows up in the Google My Business knowledge panel right there for the listing. So anyway, I would absolutely take advantage of this. If you are a business that sells products, either online or in a shop, add your products to this. It allows, or it can help increase the click-through rate to your website, and it gives people more information right there in Google search for the products that you're selling. They don't have to go to your website and search through things. Now, if you're doing this and your competitors aren't, then there's a higher likelihood that someone's going to click on your Google My Business listings and go to your website to buy your products. So definitely take a look at that and take advantage of it. One thing I do want to go over with you real quick, and another thing that I'm going to share with you guys, is that last time or last week when we were on this, we had Escape the Millmore Murderer on the episode, and I helped them, go through their Google My Business listing, look at a bunch of stuff, and gave them a lot of recommendations. And one of the things that we really dove deep into were the the Google My Business posts, right? And so I want to show you something cool with this to kind of let you understand some, not limitations, but some what do you want to call it? Specifications for Google My Business posts, right? So we'll go into the posts here. We'll see, create your first post. The COVID-19 update lets people know, if you have any hours that, are changing. Let's say, COVID-19 cases spike in your state and your governor rolls back, the opening phases and stuff like that. Maybe they're restricting business hours and you have to change your business hours. That's a great place to do that right there, the COVID-19 update. Of course, updates are just any updates of what's going on. If maybe you've hired some new people or you brought a new product line in or whatever. It's just an update about your company. That's a great place to put that. Those updates, Google My Business posts, they have an expiration date or they have an expiration of 7 days. So 7 days after you post it, they go away. And so you'll have to keep those updated on a weekly basis. An event, on the other hand, only expires after the event happens. So if you have an event coming up 3 months from now and you set that up in here, that post will stay visible for those 3 months or however long it is until that event happens. After the event's done, then it goes away. Of course, offers and products are great. You can add products here. That actually adds it to your product section here. Not a bad idea to do. And adding an offer. Let's say you have coupon codes or anything like that, or you have a sale going on. If you click on the add an offer, you can definitely do that. You can say, hey, there's more details. There's a coupon code you can put in there. There's details, this is only good for this, not available with other offers or anything like that. So this is a really cool thing to do. The coupon code, when you put it in there, it allows them to print that coupon code, and they can bring it in. Anyway, so check them out. But what I do want to show you is the photos or videos, right? You can add photos or videos directly to your Google My Business post. The videos have to be under 100 megabytes. They can't be any bigger than that, right? And so if they're bigger than that, just run them through an encoder or run them through a software that makes the file size smaller, makes the resolution just a little bit less than what it is. I find that if you run the resolution at 540p or 780 or 720p, those are good, but you might have to make the video shorter in length to make those appear in there. So the big thing I want to show you is the photos or videos. There is a way to put photos into here. There's a format you need to stick to because Google My Business will crop photos when they show up in the posts in here. You see some of these have been cropped like this. So what you're going to want to do is I have a template that you can use to help crop the images correctly so they show up correctly. And so just knowing that, I'm actually going to take this and show you the difference between it. So we will go into the Severe Corrosion and Rust Remover product right here that they have for sale. And I'll go ahead and save that image, right? And we are going to use my template, and I will offer the template. I will upload it into the Arcane Marketing website, into the Marketing of the Minds blog category, and it's just a download that you can get out of there. It's a pretty cool. It's a guide, right? It's a template guide. So I'll open that up right here, Google Post Crop Guide, and right in here. So your image should fit within this, and it says not visible and crop. So if your image comes above here or down below here, those portions of the image aren't going to show up. So this shows you the safe zone. Keep all necessary visual information in the safe zone. So what I'll normally do is I'll open up the image that I just downloaded, and there it is. Now when you pull it up into here, you want to make sure on your side here, you pull it up underneath the grid because you want to make sure it appears in the grid. But notice that image it's going to be tough to fit in there simply because it has that background behind it right there, right? But anything that shows up inside that grid is going to show up in your Google My Business posts. So I will I will share that and show you how that works. Also, this is what it looks like. How to use this guide. Place images and text above the layer. It'll tell you exactly how to use that when you look at it. It's pretty cool. If you've got Photoshop, I would definitely recommend using this if you're posting regularly to your Google My Business listing. So we'll just finish that one while we're at it, right? We got time. Nobody's on here. I'm just having fun. We got one viewer on here. So anyway, I'll go ahead and save that. Severe metal corrosion and rust remover. Great. So go back into the Google My Business listing. Products. We're going to add a product. And we're going to call this General Car Care. Oh, that's not that. We put it right there. There's that. Put the price in, $34.95. Product description. Probably want to go in here and put the ounces, 16 ounces. Put that in the title as well. Great. Grab the URL, add the UTM. There, copy that. Back to Google My Business, order online. Drop that right in there and hit save. So there we go. We've got 3 products in there. All right, so I am going to go ahead and wrap this up. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me here at Arcane Marketing. I'd love to be able to help you out. And of course, if you have a local business that you need help with your Google My Business listing, be sure to apply to show up on a future episode of Marketing of the Minds. It's 100% free. We'll spend 1 hour doing a deep dive into your Google My Business listing. I'll show you everything you need to know about how to read the insights, how to optimize it, and give you recommendations on what you need to do to stay competitive. And remember, when you start with this, we're going to track keywords, and we're going to see how those keywords do after you do the optimizations and you apply the things that I tell you to do. And over time, we're going to see if your keywords start ranking better in Google Maps. Remember, the more you use Google My Business and the more often you use it, the better positioning you're going to have to, 1, rank better, and 2, have more people find it and use it to find your business. Remember, Google wants to keep people in Google search, and they're going to do everything they can. They're going to keep adding all these really cool options and features into Google My Business. So I would absolutely recommend take advantage of it, use it. Treat it almost like it's your second website, because in many ways it really is, right? So, all right, it's good to see y'all. Hope you learned something out of that. Like I say, if you've got products that you sell, use this. Get them all into Google My Business, fill it out, track it. Make sure you're putting in your UTM tracking information on the URL so that you can track people and visits to your website to see how offers, how they're performing, see how your products are performing. There's just a lot of data that you can get out of that. So anyway, it was great seeing you all, and we will see you all next week. Don't forget, you can sign up for free to show up on Marketing the Minds, and we will take your Google My Business listing to the next level. Thanks again.